I'm about to do an interview real quick.
Oh.
I have Chrome on my phone. Yo. Yo, I'm here. You hear me? Hello? 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 You Yeah, that's cause I'm on my phone. Alright, hold on. Give me a second. Alright, bet. Alright, do that right now. Alright. Yo, yo. What's good, G's? Everything good? Everything good? Alright, bet. Bet. Yeah. You already know. Welcome to the Emancipate show. It's your boy 100GRANDROYCE, straight out of Harlem. You know the vibes. We about to get it popping right now. Ow. Yes, sir. 100GRANDROYCE. Alright, well, I used to go by Dutch New York, right? And I ain't really like that name because when I used to Google it, mad like slavery shit used to come up, right? So I wanted to change my name. So basically, what it came down to is my crew that I started. It was called 100 Gang Stack Boys. So I took the 100 from my crew. You feel me? And my middle name is Royce. So what I mean. I just made it 100GRANDROYCE. Like what I'm saying. I kept the 100. And I just added Grand Royce to it. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I run with all hundos, because everything is 100. Harlem, New York. Yes, sir. ASAP Mob. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Shout out to ASAP Mob. Hold on, let me take these headphones out real quick.
You feel me?
Yeah, yeah, my fault. I'm back.
Good, good. So I take it you're familiar with them then.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm familiar with ASAP Mob. I actually hung out with them a couple times in the studio. I shot YG Addy's first interview. You know what I'm saying? I'm familiar with them all. Shout out to them.
Okay, okay, okay. So how long you been in the game?
Yo, man, I've been doing music like, you know what I mean, forever. Like, you feel me? My father was a DJ. You know what I'm saying? I've been trying to do music all my life, so I can't say a time frame, but you know what I mean. I really been serious the last couple years, probably the last 3 or 4 years. I've been taking it serious.
Mm. So how many albums you pretty much up working so far?
Well, I just dropped 2 projects this year called The Prodigal Son and The Return, produced by 183rd. If y'all familiar with 183rd, he one of the hottest producers in the Bronx. He down with RFC, with Smoke DZA, Nimlo, and Jay Grams and shit, Cinematic. So we locked in for a couple projects this year. You know what I'm saying? We gonna drop another one at the top of the year. But as far as other projects go, man, I'm always working. I'm always recording. You know what I'm saying? I haven't gave the streets a full, complete album yet. I'm working on that soon, but you know what I mean? I've been giving the streets a lot of loosies, a lot of projects just to digest and find out who I am before, I release my full-length album.
Okay, okay. You said the producer is 183rd. Who this guy 183rd? What known artist has he produced?
You could
Shout outs to him.
Yeah, yeah.
Shout outs to him.
Shout out to 183rd. That's my guy. He produced for Smoke DZA, Kendrick Lamar, ASAP Mob. You feel me? Benny the Butcher, Griselda. You know what I mean? He like one of the illest in New York right now. So it's probably a bunch of artists that he worked with that I can't even name. But those are just some off the top of my head.
Oh, okay. That's what's up. So why is your music pain? That's something different. Normally, like when rappers come out, you have the flashy rapper, you got the flossy rapper, you got the spiritual rapper. Why you chose the route of pain? Because
Because
pain is mostly like popping pills and alcohol, lean and shit like that. No.
yeah, you could say that. I don't pop pills or none of that crazy shit. But you know what I'm saying? Everybody parties, everybody turns up, everybody freak off money on the strippers. You feel me? Fuck with the hoes and all that. You feel me? Nobody talk about the other side of the game. You feel me? And I live, you know what I mean, a long life at a young age. You feel me? So there's a lot of emotion in the music that I can't just get off for no reason. Like, you feel me? So that emotion I'm gonna give to y'all in the music. It's pain and it's motivation. Like, you feel me? Because I'm taking my pain and I'm giving you motivation from it. You feel me? I'm telling you that there's bigger ways that you could come up from where you've been at. You know what I'm saying? You could take that pain and transform it into something. Like Kobe used to take all the bad articles. Jordan used to take all the bad articles that people used to say about them. And you know what I mean? They used to take that and go use that as motivation to score 60 points on their opponent. I take that pain and them things that I go through in my life and that I went through in my life, and I use that as motivation to rap. You know what I'm saying? I always got something on my chest to get off and a chip on my shoulder as a rapper. So I'm going to continue to use that to fuel my fire, so to speak.
What age did you started rhyming?
What age did I start rhyming? I probably wrote my first rap probably in like 7th, 8th grade. You know what I mean? They had a little Christmas play, and the winner of the Christmas play got a day off from school and shit. So I wrote a whole Christmas play for my class. I had them I had them rap it in school and shit at the play, and we won a day off. And ever since then, like, you know what I mean, I wanted to be a rapper.
Who you listen to coming up?
My favorite rappers coming up was Biggie and Jadakiss and Nas. That's who I grew up on. I still listen to them to this day. I still listen to their old music to this day. That's really who inspired me. Like, that's where I set my bar in order to rap. Like, you know what I mean? I gotta be up here or better. You know what I mean? To be the qualified musician that I want to be.
So if you had a chance to work with an artist dead or alive, who would you work with?
If I had a chance to work with an artist dead or alive, that's a hard question. I want a verse from Jay. I want a verse from Hove. You know what I'm saying? Hove.
Good luck with that one.
Yeah. I know. I get it eventually. You feel me? I get it. But you feel me? If I can't get Biggie, I'll get Jay. No disrespect to none of the artists that I worked with or that I work with in the future. But right now, like, I want to rap with Hove. Like, you know what I mean? What rapper in my position wouldn't want to rap with Hove? Take all the money and shit aside. You know what I'm saying? And let's just get in the studio and get it popping. I'm putting that in the universe now just in case it does happen. You know what I'm saying?
A fun fact: 2 Chainz tried to get him, I think, 2 or 3 times, and he was very unsuccessful.
Yeah. I know. It's rough. It's rough for 2 Chainz. You feel me? But I'm from New York, so you feel me? I got a better chance than 2 Chainz because I'm from New York. So at least I can use my hometown influence on the big homie. You feel me?
Got you. Are you currently signed or you are independent artist?
I'm signed to myself, All Hundos Entertainment. You feel me? And I move like an independent artist. You know what I mean? I'm signed to myself though.
Okay, would you recommend signing for up and coming artists, or how you feel about signing?
I think if the opportunity arises and the situation is right, I would sign. Like, I don't have no problem signing to a label, but it's all about what you negotiate. You feel me? If we negotiate the right deal, I don't have no problem. But until that situation arises, or until, you know what I mean, they in my DMs asking for me, I continue pushing as an independent artist. That's what I am.
So your music is pretty much on all platforms: Spotify, iTunes. Is it on Tidal?
It's on everything. It's on all streaming platforms and YouTube.
I see you have you have 2 videos up on your thing. Actually, I listen to other stuff that I see you post on Twitter.
Okay.
That's why I actually added you, and I was like, yo, this guy right here, he got something, but I couldn't tell everything until like I actually got into your bio and stuff like that.
Okay.
I see you're very serious on your platform, and his platform is called 100GRANDROYCE on YouTube, so you could find him there. And I see you also have a clothing line.
Mount Hundo. Let me see if I could. You know what I mean? Mount Hundo is the brand. Let me see if I get this camera right. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You got some tough shit.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
Right. So you should post that stuff on Twitter too. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Twitter people is they're funny. Like,
Yeah.
I don't understand that platform sometimes.
to me, Twitter's for the jokes, man. Twitter's just to get your shit off, man. It's for the jokes.
It's crazy. Like, you know, I have a funny story I want to share with you.
Yeah.
Today somebody posted something, and the person said, oh, I don't have no followers. My Twitter is dry. This is that and the third. I followed everybody, right?
Uh-huh.
And none of them followed me back.
Ain't that some bullshit? That's some bullshit, you feel me?
So you know what I did?
What?
I go back in all of them and I unfollow all of them.
Yeah, that's what you gotta do sometimes. Some people just want their numbers up, you feel me?
Yeah, like, if you have the numbers up and you don't communicate with people, what's the sense?
It's useless. It's useless. That's my point. I rather establish good connections with people I talk to. We kick it on the timeline sometimes, like, you feel me?
Yeah, we do.
I'm like that with everybody though. I'm like that with everybody that kick it with me. You feel me? That's why I'm here. Like, you feel me? I'm on social media to socialize. You feel me?
That's what it's there for.
And get my jokes off and shit.
Right. And if you got a project and you don't communicate with people, how they gonna know?
Exactly.
Exactly. So I just had to put that out there. And one girl, she lying to me, telling me, yeah, I follow you, but I don't see it in my notification.
Oh, that's some bullshit. Like, that's cap.
Am I blind? I was like, okay, no problem. I'll go back in all of them and I unfollow.
That's cap, like the young boys say.
Yeah. So, moving forward, you have these two videos out. Tell me about what's this called? Pain to Pleasure.
Oh, Pain to Pleasure. That's off the Prodigal Son. I dropped that project in April, you feel me? That's one of my favorite songs, like, you know what I'm saying? Cause that summarizes my career. You know what I'm saying? It's like pain to pleasure. Like I went through a lot of shit, but now I'm progressing now, like you feel me? I'm further along in my career than I ever been. And that song encapsulates all of that. Like, I started out going crazy in the streets, like, you know what I mean? Wild young boy. And, my life transitioned into music, you know what I mean, in the real estate, you know what I'm saying? So that story, that song is just a story of that transition.
But I ain't gonna lie. You know what's my favorite?
What's that?
Prodigal Son.
That's my shit. let me tell you the story, right? I'll run down a brief story for you, right? That project right there with 183rd, he had sent me a bunch of beats, right? So, you know what I mean? I was getting up early, first thing in the morning, you know what I mean, to go ahead and do some business, and I throw the beats on. And the very first beat I heard was Prodigal Son. That shit almost made me drive off the highway. That beat was so fire. Like, yo, I swear to God, I swerved and all that, going crazy listening to that beat. So, you know what I mean? I busted a U-turn, came right back to the crib, wrote that joint, and did that shit immediately as soon as I heard the beat. Like, that's another one of my favorite joints on there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Why the white Jesus with the gun to the head?
Alright, so it's not really white Jesus with the gun to their head. The concept is me as black Jesus. You feel me?
Which we know Jesus is black.
Exactly, right? So, with my hair and the beard and shit, you know what I mean? They call me Black Jesus sometimes. So that cover is Black Jesus, you know what I mean? He's ending his past and beginning the future, like, you know what I'm saying? So that's like me. That's like the whole thing, Pain to Pleasure, Prodigal Son, coming out the past and, you know what I mean, progressing in the future. Like, you know what I mean? That was the whole concept of that album.
Got you. So I take it you were in the streets you mentioned, right?
Yeah.
Why the transition from the streets to the rap?
That shit is whack, man. The streets is whack. You know what I'm saying? The streets is whack. Like, anything can happen. There's no trust in the streets. You know what I'm saying? The money is fast, but the trouble lasts forever. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's something, you know what I mean? It's not for everybody, you know what I mean? And I wouldn't encourage nobody to do it. Some people do it because they have to do it. You know what I mean? I did it because, you know what I mean? I was in the streets because I ain't have shit better else to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's where my homies was at. That's what I was doing. But I wouldn't encourage nobody to do that when there's other ways to get money out here. It's legal ways to get money. It's creative ways to get money. You know what I'm saying? You just got to learn the systems and you don't really need the streets. You feel me? It ain't really no money like that in the streets like that anyway. So, you know what I'm saying? That's why I changed my direction.
When did you come to the realization of that?
Let's just say a whole bunch of shit happened that could have went one way or another way. You feel me? Just because it went the other way, I took that opportunity to change. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You think rappers are living the life they quote unquote claim to be living?
A lot of them are. You feel me? A lot of them are. A lot are not. It's a lot of cap. You feel me? From rappers, but there's also entourages that's in the mix. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's why some people, even though they might just be rappers, they wind up, you know what I mean, going to jail and, you know what I mean, just who they associated with. And just because they might not actually be doing shit, don't mean that they not living that life. You feel me? That's what they came from. That's what everybody trying to escape. So there's a lot of rappers that I do believe, like, you know what I'm saying? Because I've been in that life and I know that feeling. I know that look in their eyes, like, you know what I'm saying? That not being able to trust nobody and sticking to your supreme circle, like, you know what I'm saying?
All right. This question I have for you is definitely gonna, I don't know if you're gonna paint a white brush over it, whatever, but how you feel about 2020?
2020?
Yeah.
Alright. To sum it up, like, some of the best shit and some of the worst shit ever, like, you know what I'm saying? I had some personal tragedies in 2020, and I had some personal successes in 2020. You know what I'm saying? But it was a shit show altogether. You feel me? This is history. Like, you know what I mean? I never experienced nothing like this in my life. But if I paint it with a broad scope, this year been trash. Like, you feel me? Trash for my peoples, trash for people I know. You feel me? But if I look personally, like, you know what I mean? I've had worse years.
You think racism is still active in America?
Racism is as American as apple pie. Racism is the most American thing in America.
That's a fact. Aye. So how are things going for you now, like in your music career?
It's actually going pretty well. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not even gonna hold you. Like, this probably the most progress, you know what I mean, I've ever had since doing music. Like, you know, my numbers are going up at a high rate, you know what I mean? The music is some of the best music I've been making, some of the best connections I've been making. So that's why I say, you know what I mean, 2020 might be a personal success for me as well. So, you know what I'm saying? The music has been doing well for me, and I've been leaning on that to get through these times.
I see you had your mother in your video, I take it, right?
Yeah. Shout out to my mom. She was in the video.
I know she's proud of you.
Hell yeah.
Shout out to her. What's her name?
Felicia. Shout out to my moms.
Yeah, I see. She's smiling and shit. She must be like, yo,
yeah,
my son is onto something.
Yeah, she was around, like, you know what I'm saying? She seen when I went to the studio for the first time, like, you know what I'm saying? She seen the whole journey, so I know she proud now when she, you know what I mean? She's real religious, so she don't really be tapping into the aspect, but she know the success when she see it, like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. So you was raised with both parents or just your mom's alone?
Nah, my mom's alone.
Oh, okay. What's the relationship with your pops?
Me and my pops is super tight. Like, we reconnected, you know what I mean, mad years ago. Like, and ever since we reconnected, we got super tight. Like, and we've been super tight ever since. He actually a DJ and a bassist guitar, so, you know what I mean, sometimes we link up and he'll play on the bass and I'll be freestyling and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
cool. So he's a musician.
Yeah. He's a bassist. He played in a couple bands. He been DJing his whole life. Like, it's in our DNA. Like,
music.
Indeed.
Got you. So when can we look forward for up and coming projects, or you just you okay with what you got right now? You gonna be working on new stuff moving forward? Oh
nah, my goal is to put out way more. Usually I put out music like maybe once or twice a year, but this year my goal is to release way more music. So me and 183rd, we got 2 projects out right now: The Return and The Prodigal Son, and the trifecta we just start working on now. Like, the trifecta is gonna be crazy for the third one. I got some crazy features that I don't want to tell nobody about. You feel me? But it's gonna be wild when I drop them shits. You know, I got El Camino on The Return from Griselda. You know what I mean? He tapped in on that. You feel me? This next one, I'm gonna up it up a notch with some crazier artists. Like, you know what I mean? It's gonna be wild.
Speaking of that, how you feel about royalties as an artist? I see Lil Wayne sold Nicki Minaj shit, Drake shit, his shit. How you feel about ownership of your masters?
See, it's crazy, right? Like, I look at it 2 different ways. You feel me? On one hand, homie sold his masters for $100 million, right?
Which is
worth more, yeah. You feel me? But at that age, maybe he like, yo, I can make another $100 million doing music. Like, y'all can have that shit. Like, it ain't gonna make $100 million for him no more. You feel me?
What about your kids?
You feel me? That's the other thing. Like, you feel me? If he gonna try to make it again, then that's one thing. But at the same time, it's to each his own. To me personally, you feel me? We can do one-offs, but I'm not gonna let you own my shit that I just told you my whole life is pain and motivation. Like, I'm not gonna give somebody an opportunity to own my pain. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's for me. Like, that's what I'm gonna own.
You think these, like when you sign, you think the record company build the artists for the most?
Nah. It's like starting a business. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like McDonald's. Like, you start McDonald's and you selling burgers, you selling the best burgers in the hood. All of a sudden, the crazy millionaire say, yo, Y'all want to make some money? I know this company that's selling the best burgers in the hood. Let's go buy that. You feel me? But they not opening up no burger company. They just flushing their money through the company so they can get a little return on their investment. The labels ain't no different. They don't want to build nobody. They want to get something that's up and running, that's moving, so they could just throw their money into it and make some residuals. Or buy their catalog and keep the residuals for their whole life. You know what I'm saying? It's a dirty business. It's a dirty business.
They don't look at the now. They look at it down the line.
Exactly. And they don't want to put the time and effort into building an artist. You feel me? When they could go find an artist that's already built and just influx them with money and reap the rewards.
As artistry, like to me, a great rapper is a rapper that covers all lane of music. Like, you know, you have certain rappers, this is their lane, this is their lane, and this is their lane. And you have some rappers that cover all areas. What's your definition of a great artist?
My definition of a great artist is an artist that could put together a great, complete body of work in one sitting. Meaning a great album, right? You know why Biggie is my favorite rapper? Because all his albums were great. Well, the ones that he was here for. Ready to Die and Life After Death. You could count that as 3 albums, but those are 3 great albums. And he touched every aspect. He touched love. He touched beef. He touched lyricism. He touched life. He touched death. You feel me? All in 3 albums. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what I consider a great artist. If you could cover all of those topics great, the beats is fire, the lyrics is fire, you feel me? The songs is fire. Then that's what I consider a great artist. When you pop their album in and listen from 1 to the end, and you feel like you had a great experience, like, and you want to try that again another time. To me, that's a great artist. That's what I strive to be.
That's true. You a 80s baby or 90s?
I'm an 80s baby.
What's the best era of hip hop for you?
The best era of hip hop? I'ma say 94 to like 2002. You feel me? That was the best era. You feel me? You got the beginning of Nas, the end of Biggie, the beginning of Hove. You feel me? D-Block, Rockefeller, Dipset, everything, all the way from Illmatic to Dipset, and everything in between is just crazy. That's the best era to me.
Where did New York went wrong with rap?
New York went wrong with rap when, you feel me, the lean with it.
Careful what you say, because you don't want to step on no toes when you say it, because there was a time where Ludacris said hip hop is in the South, and then Nas was like it's in New York, and hip hop is dead. So,
to be honest, like when they say New York lost it, it's like when I was in the streets and I was listening to some of these artists, that some of the artists that's most prominent from New York right now, when they say New York fell off, they was outside on the street corners, they was in the studios, they was doing music. You know what I mean? They was getting their shit together to take over now. You feel me? But all the attention went to the South. When Rap City went off the air, you feel me? When 106 and Park came out, Soulja Boy, Bow Wow, those children start growing up and finding their artists, and the dancers start coming. You know what I mean? New York, we came from the street. We wasn't really, at that time, we wasn't dancing no more. You know what I mean? Once Nas and Rakim and Ho, we wasn't really dancing like that. Like when Mace went to Atlanta and Diddy and Biggie died and shit, nobody was making us dance no more. Everybody was dancing in the South, so it took us a while to find our footing. You know what I mean? You
know what's crazy? To me, this is just my opinion, and maybe I'm reaching here. To me, people listen to Lil Wayne, but I think the song that solidified Lil Wayne foot, that cemented him here, was when he made that song with Cameron. I get head in the strangest places.
Suck it or not.
The same faces. So he's like, I tell a bitch we in trading
places. Yeah.
That guy can catch my amazing graces.
Yeah, he went crazy on that. That was that time in between the Carter 2 and the Carter 3 when Wayne was doing some of the best rapping that we ever heard.
Like we listen to Lil Wayne, but when that song aired when that song came out in New York, it was a done deal. Like everybody was like, "This guy's it right here."
He was killing it. Right, he was killing it. He was one of the best out at the time.
Yeah, I would definitely say Wayne should definitely be in